So the future of Spider-Man is very interesting. We all know that Daredevil and Venom having a crossover with Spider-Man is inevitable. And when I look at Spider-Man Brand New Day, I know it is going to be a peak movie. Even arguably the best Spider-Man movie we've ever gotten. But the truth is, if Daredevil does not make an appearance in this Spider-Man Brand New Day movie, I will be upset. It's a weird feeling being so grateful for such an amazing movie, yet still being conflicted with one thing that just is disappointing that you cannot let go. And it wouldn't be the first if this movie was to miss such an easy layup. But still, this is probably the world's easiest layup. If you've seen the finale of Daredevil Born Again Season 2, if you've seen the trailer for Spider-Man Brand New Day, if you know anything about the comics that both Brand New Day and Born Again is pulling from, then you would know that there is absolutely no reason why Daredevil should not be in this Spider-Man movie at all. So I'm gonna get into why Brand New Day should be the next movie for Daredevil and Spider-Man having their next crossover appearance, as well as the future of Daredevil and Venom making crossover appearances with Spider-Man. Alright, so taking it a step back, as far as we know, legally, Spider-Man cannot make any crossover appearances in live-action TV shows, so he will not be in the Daredevil show. Fine, we have to accept that. But as we saw, in Spider-Man No Way Home, Daredevil can be in Spider-Man in some sort of capacity, even if it's a cameo. Alright, that's something. Following after that, we get Daredevil Born Again Season 1 and 2 back to back. We get Punisher in the first season, then we get a Spider-Man reference in the second season with a Punisher special following the second season, and then a Spider-Man trailer showing Punisher and the new mayor who's clearly become mayor after the events of Daredevil Born Again Season 2. So with that being said, we already established the big three in New York: Daredevil, Punisher, and Spider-Man, all being mentioned within the same sentence, by the way, in that one Daredevil episode. So right there, Spider-Man already should have been in that Daredevil show. But for legal reasons, he couldn't. So fine, what is the next best thing? Daredevil and Punisher comes into Spider-Man's movie. It only makes perfect sense. But continuing further down this massive trail of evidence, we see that Born Again Season 2 ends with Daredevil being put in jail. Next thing you know, in the Spider-Man trailer, you see Spider-Man in a prison fighting the Hand, the bad guys that Daredevil has gone against in 3 different seasons. Now, knowing that these MCU films get a lot of their inspiration from the comics, we do know that Daredevil ends up in jail based off of a storyline in the comics. Now, of course, at that point, with all the evidence building up, most people would say, well, then hey, Daredevil is obviously gonna be in it. Why are you stressing about it? Well, the issue is there's also a lot of reasons why he's not gonna be in it. I mean, starting with the fact that there is already a lot that's in this Brand New Day movie, such as the Hulk, the Punisher, a mysterious villain, several other villains, including the Hand, Scorpion, the montage that we get in the trailer of quick one-off villains. It looks like a possible X-Men character, Spider-Man going through an entire metamorphosis. And did I mention the Punisher and Hulk? This movie is cram-packed with a bunch of things, and yet there hasn't been a single leak or rumor or hint that Daredevil will be in this movie on top of everything already stacked on. The creators already know that this movie can't be too jam-packed, which it's already pushing that line. Now, since there hasn't been a single leak or rumor that's been viable that proves or even acknowledges Daredevil or Matt Murdock might be in this movie, unfortunately, that would mean at the very most I could expect a cameo, which is great. It's better than nothing, and I at least won't be leaving the movie disappointed from the sense of there wasn't any Daredevil. But if it is just a quick cameo where you see him in the prison and maybe he says a couple words, it would still be unfortunate because we did already get that in the last Spider-Man movie. We got Matt Murdock. We got a quick couple line cameo. The next time we see him should be a Daredevil fighting appearance, which I don't know if in today's day and age, if that's even possible to keep something as big as that so secretive. A quick Matt Murdock cameo, sure, you can keep that quiet in a secluded space, but an entire fight sequence, I don't see how you can hide that, and it has been hidden so far. Now, let's say we got a little more than a cameo. What would that be best case scenario? Well, Matt Murdock wouldn't have his suit, but at least they would get a fighting scene, and I've seen this theory thrown around a few times and it is a great option. Matt Murdock would help Spider-Man fight the Hand in the prison. After the fight is over, Spider-Man would recognize that that was his lawyer, and he's a vigilante just like him, and would offer to break him out of prison because he knows he's innocent, and Matt Murdock would decline because he's doing the right thing. That's best case scenario. But even if Daredevil did make a small crossover with Spider-Man, what would the future be of Daredevil and Spider-Man? We would all know that we would still really need a proper crossover event. But when would that happen? Would it be in the next 2 Avengers movies coming out? Would it be in the next Spider-Man? Knowing probably not for a handful of years, that's more of a reason to give us something in this movie with Daredevil. The Punisher and Spider-Man team up is going to be great, but I am confident that most people would have automatically assumed a Daredevil and Spider-Man team up way before a Punisher and Spider-Man team up. But then there's the other major crossover event that's lingering in everyone's minds, and that is the Venom Spider-Man crossover team up that has honestly been teased way longer than Daredevil and Spider-Man. Despite how everyone felt about the Venom movies, and more importantly, the universe that the Venom movies were in, I feel like it's hard to deny that this Venom that was created, this live-action Venom, fits really well when matching him with the current Spider-Man we have now. There have definitely been theories that maybe in a post-credit scene or just at the very end or somewhere in the movie, we will get an update or maybe even a little crossover of the Venom symbiote at the very least in Brand New Day. Now, I personally don't think that's going to happen. For all the reasons I gave with the movie already being jam-packed, and if we were going to squeeze anything else, it would have to be Daredevil over Venom in my opinion. I do not see Venom being added on top of that. But once again, following the clues, following the comics that the movies are influenced by, we do know that Spider-Man does get the Venom symbiote in Secret Wars, which is coming out in about a year or 2. So let's say Spider-Man does get the Venom symbiote in Secret Wars, and the only movies even remotely involving Spider-Man that come out before that is Brand New Day and Doomsday, which I don't think Spider-Man will be in Doomsday. So does that mean they'll have to tease the Venom symbiote at the end of Brand New Day? Or will they just wait until Secret Wars and throw it in there with the mix somehow? In all honesty, Daredevil and Venom are 2 very different crossovers. I couldn't see both of them making a crossover into one Spider-Man film. If they were both to be in one film, it would have to be in a big Avengers movie. So if neither of them are going to be in Brand New Day, will either of them be in Avengers Secret Wars? From my understanding, Tom Holland is still signed on to do at least 2 more movies, so we do have time to give him a proper story with Venom and with Daredevil, but I really can't see that much farther into the future past Secret Wars, so I really don't know. In all honesty, it's more of a reason why Daredevil should be in Brand New Day and Venom comes later in Secret Wars. We in general already know the cast for Avengers Doomsday, and anyone could be in Avengers Secret Wars, but it just isn't giving that vibe that the street level heroes like Daredevil, Punisher, etc. are really gonna be in Secret Wars. So I just don't know when the next opportunity for Spider-Man and Daredevil to get a proper crossover will happen after Brand New Day. I mean, going back to Daredevil, maybe it has thoroughly been planned out years ahead. Even though Spider-Man should have been a part of the finale for Daredevil Born Again Season 2, beating the Kingpin, maybe they are setting it up for a big crossover movie where all the street level heroes get a proper team up with Spider-Man, Punisher, Daredevil, the rest of the Defenders, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, all really getting to take down the Kingpin properly. I personally feel the Kingpin should have been as much as a villain for Spider-Man as he has been for Daredevil. But you all gotta let me know, maybe I'm just full of extreme wishful thinking. What I'm saying just makes perfect sense to me, but who knows what's really possible. There could be 100,000 million reasons why one simple thing just can't work. That was my Spider-Man rant. Give me your thoughts on Brand New Day.